This is the book of Psalms, chapter 64 and verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil manner. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them?
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Rakakwadash. This is Prophets in Babylon, Tampa Bay, Florida. Double honors to the teachers and the head apostles of the great Mastona Ruel. Peace and salutations to the Archangel who are pushing out this work of true sincerity. Also, Brakatah to the Akwafim who are listening as well. So I'm going to get straight to it.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 64 and verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil manner. They commune of laying snares privately, and snares are traps. They say, who shall see them? So Esau, Edom, this goes into them trapping our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans into falling into sin. All right, because they understand that sin is a transgression of the law, and the law was given to who? The Hebrew Israelites, which is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And what they do is they enforce iniquity by their laws and legislation. All right, so with that, this is speaking on how the mindset of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man is. All right, and with that, he does that in his media and his social network as well by bringing out his left-hand side. All right, by trying to put things in plain sight on what's coming to pass, so that way you'll be subconsciously, all right, prepared for it. All right, it's called predictive programming.
There you go.
Okay, so that's what we have with the picture, and it continues. It says, "They say, who shall see them?" So the only ones that's going to be able to see these snares, these traps, will be the ones that got this light. All right, that can be which is this gospel. All right, because this gospel will direct your paths. All right, in righteousness' sake. But all the ones that forsaken this, truth, all right, this way of teaching, and that means that they are not directed, all right, and they're not walking with sight, man, all right. So they don't have the ears to hear and eyes to see, man.
And the Lord only showed these to a few, and a few like thee, according to 2nd Ezra chapter 8. So he only showed, he only shown you and a few like you, all right, which is the elect, all right. So, jump down, and also Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, being the border of wickedness, man. Planning things to get rid of the Israelites mainly, and everyone else who's not with the program. Okay, so they're going to push very, very heavy messages before they. Pretty much they're prophesying in the left-hand side, through their media, through their movies and all that stuff, through their magazines and all that foolishness that they do, But continue, jump down to verse 8.
Verse 8 says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away.
So they shall make their own tongue fall upon themselves. So pretty much they're going to tell on themselves. And the majority of this world will still be like, yeah, no, it's not going to happen. We got 10, 20 years. We got 30 years. No, they purposely tell on themselves very crafty. You can grab Psalms 22. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yes.
Sweet.
Psalms 55.
Psalms 55 and 22, I believe.
This is the book of Psalms chapter 55 and verse 21. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
The words of his mouth is smoother than butter. All right, continue.
But war was in his heart.
So his words are smoother than butter, man. Like he will say the most craftiest thing, but he will say it in a nice way. So he's going to say all these things to make you feel good, but at the same time, war was in his heart. He said, man, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you later. But for now, I'm gonna stuff you up. I'm gonna make you feel good. And then later on, he's gonna take you out the game, man. Especially if you're not part of the program, man. But I want to bring out these images. That I'm about to bring out these images of a magazine called the Economist. All right, and this was a magazine that came out in 2021, All right, and you see all these messages. And I remember Elder Kazak did a class on this about a year ago about this front cover magazine, and we found other magazines as well that showed messages of what they're about to do. So you see all these events are happening. You see Joe Biden here, you see a nuclear missile, you see American flag ripped in half, all right, which means the United States will be divided states very soon. People are going to wear the mask again. All right, you see the jab, you see a new pestilence, you see a question mark, you see social media, TikTok, and a lot of people are using TikTok lately, so that's funny. So they putting TikTok on the screen right here, and the dollar sign, all right, electricity, which is that fan from like California. You see China, you see like a telegram, pretty much a logo. You see trees on fire, so it's going to be more forest fires, and you see an economic collapse. Okay, and then I'm gonna zoom in. That right here it says insert stimulus checks. So last year there were stimulus checks as well. So pretty much you getting a stimulus check and you're buying what you need and you're giving back that stimulus check right back to the so-called white man. Okay, and there's another one that came out as well with like the wheat shortage as well.
And that's a fabricated famine that Esau's trying to push out. He's trying to engineer it, man-made engineered famine.
You see here the coming food catastrophe, and you see skulls on it as well. So they showing you messages of what's about to happen next, and then me and the brother found another one that says a new era. What came out of June of this year, seeing a nuclear missile, a ballistic missile breaking through a barrier. All right, and it says why the war in Ukraine makes nuclear conflict more likely. So that's why there was a nuclear preparedness in New York City, and it's gonna be more events like that of nuclear preparedness and Amber Alerts of all kinds, So they show you this through their left hand, power, their witchcraft. They show you through the movies, they show it through the magazines, etc.
Cool.
You got a precept?
Yeah, this is the book of Job, chapter 5 and verse 12. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. So Esau Edom, tries to show what he's trying to have set up to try to act like he's prophesying, but he actually knows the scriptures. And he understands that he has no bonds that he cannot pass with his rulership. So there's a certain date and time that the Most High has set where he's going to be taken out of power. And there's nothing he can do about it. Although he may put fear in the people and the masses to try to keep his control over the people, all right, by using those images, all right, it's not going to work out in his favor at the end, all right, which would be what? His NWO. That's what all this stuff, come down to for Esau's work. He tries to bring order out of chaos. Since he's losing the power of the people, which, he's losing the masses, all right, that's why he's going to fabricate the famine. Because he understands with the food, he can have control of the people.
Food is
Go ahead.
Yeah, food is a weapon. All right, food is a weapon. And the multiple brothers said that food is a weapon. It's showing you, in this one scene, man. I think the divide, where everyone was stuck in a bunker during a nuclear attack, and people were deprived of, food, and so like the people, like the alpha male, the so-called alpha male within the movie, the antagonist, pretty much, those group of men made, the people do certain things to, like for food, like to make them act stupid or any act they have to perform to, like to get something to eat, man. We're coming into those times, all right? Like, is there any more on that?
Well, that's all I wanted to bring out on that.
Con.
To show that Esau Edom, no matter what he does, he's not going to be able to complete his NWO, which is his New World Order. The Most High is not going to let him, come back into a new era of rulership, man. All right.
Con. I like to bring this precept out. Micah chapter 2 verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. Job 9:24. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. Edom, the border of wickedness. The so-called white men who are ruling this entire world as we speak. All right, the elite banking families. Okay, so they're controlling everything. They're controlling all these medias, all that, man, and they have to push their witchcraft. They have to do the predictive programming. They're forced to do it because like Yahweh Shemashah is controlling the good and the evil, the both spectrums here under the sun. He's controlling both sides, so they're gonna have to prophesy in the left-hand side through their media. All right.
Come, we can end on this.
Go ahead.
It's the book of Job, chapter 14 and verse 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bonds that he cannot pass. So Esau Edom has a certain time and rulership, that was given to him to rule in wickedness. And after that, it's going to be the kingdom of heaven that Yahweh Shemashah will set up, which will never be destroyed. All right, an incorruptible ruling class of elect men, the 144,000 men with Yahweh Shai on the top, and we're hoping to be part of that number. All right, because the first shall be last and last shall be first. The ones that's in this rulership that's on the bottom, which is the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we're going to be risen to the top, and we're hoping to partake in that ruling class when Yahweh Shai HaMashiach returns, which is the Messiah, coming back to redeem his people. And his people are at the bottom right now, and we're in captivity as well. So we're hoping for Yahweh Shemashah to redeem us, so that way we can be joint heirs with Yahweh Shai HaMashiach and the next ruling class that's coming to pass after this rulership is taken out.
That's right.
So with that, Yahweh Razah, this was edifying. Kahala, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Until next time we say Shalom, DTA Abad Babal soon.